What's the most creative way you've ever followed your parents' rules just to annoy them? When I was 13, my parents had one dinner rule they treated like national law. No elbows on the table. Not be polite. Not chew with your mouth closed. No elbows. If my elbow touched the table, my dad would tap my arm with his fork. Not hard. Just enough to say, you failed society. 3 taps in one meal meant dish duty for a week. So one night I decided, fine. They wanted perfect manners. I'd give them dangerously perfect manners. At dinner, I sat straight like I was being painted for a museum and said, Mother, would you kindly pass the salt? This meal is delightful, though tragically underseasoned for my developing palate. My mom froze. My dad slowly lowered his fork. And that's when I knew I had found my weapon. The next night, I wore my church dress to spaghetti night. Before my mom sat down, I pulled out her chair and said, Your throne awaits, madam. My little brother laughed. I turned to him and whispered, Control yourself. We dine with dignity here. After that, dinner became my stage. I brought a cloth napkin from my room and unfolded it like I was at a royal wedding. Every few bites, I dabbed my mouth dramatically, even if I was eating plain rice. Then I started researching old etiquette rules online. Not normal ones, the weird ones. I refused to cut lettuce with a knife. I sipped soup from the side of the spoon. I once paused mid-meal and said, Conversation should be pleasant, never political, financial, or emotionally damaging. My parents hated how correct I sounded. Then came the bell. I placed a tiny silver bell beside my plate. Halfway through dinner, I rang it. My dad stared at me. What is that? A service bell, I said. We are not a restaurant. I nodded. Then the table standards are surprisingly intense for a non-restaurant. My mom nearly choked laughing, but the masterpiece happened when my grandparents came over. I arrived with a notebook. Grandma asked, What's that for, sweetheart? I smiled. Etiquette violations. Everyone got quiet. Then I started writing. Grandpa used the wrong spoon. 6:12 p.m. Mother reached across the table. Bold choice. Brother laughed with food visible. Tragic. Then my dad leaned forward, and his elbow touched the table. The whole room saw it. I slowly lifted my pen. He whispered, Don't. I whispered back, Law is law, and wrote, Father. Elbow violation. Fork tap pending. Grandma laughed so hard she cried. That night, my dad added a new family rule. No elbows on the table, and absolutely no whatever she's doing. I smiled, dabbed my mouth, and said, Most improper. He never tapped my arm again.